we are into our mobile group stages. And I'm really excited about this one, guys. I know you said there was a lot of rising talent here, so I'm really hoping for great matchups. But let's not wait any longer. Let's go straight into our first mobile group stage game. And we have our Japanese player and the youngest amongst all the players in the Arsenal FC Club final. We have Neopon Sui versus Jxmxrn.
ファイナルに進出。アーセナルは自分が好きなチームなので、そのチームの名を背負えることはとても光栄です。対戦する相手はみんな勝ち進んできた相手なので、どんな相手にも全集中で戦っていきたいと思います。今日の大会のためにあらゆる時間をこのゲームに尽くしてきたので、優勝する自信はあります。ワールドファイナルに進出した際にはもちろん世界チャンピオンを狙っていきたいと思います。みんな応援よろしく。
Hello everyone, my name is Jxmxrn. I'm 15 years old, I'm from Thailand and I'm representing Asia West region. I feel extremely honored to have the opportunity to lead the cup final once again. The toughest matchup for me will be against Neopon from Japan because he plays very fast, rely heavily on skill. It's still wide open right now because everyone has a very similar skill level. What makes me confident that I can reach the final is that I have prepared and trained very hard, and I already have experience playing in the cup final before. See you there.
Hello everybody and welcome to today's match.
Amazing to hear from both Neopon and Jxmxrn. About to face off here, Barry, in the first of our mobile matches. It's going to be a bit of a late night for these two, I feel. Obviously, 8 hours ahead of us here in the studio, Neopon, so we're looking at past 10 o'clock at this point in time. Jxmxrn in Thailand, 6 hours, so it's closer to late evening for him. But both of these two very, very strong, and there is no doubt a sense of revenge potentially on the cards here for Jxmxrn, because in the previous round, Neopon took down Jxmxrn's brother, Chonkata. If that's not a chance to avenge your brother, then
we love those storylines.
So very interesting. Yeah, he bested him in the previous round, did Neopon. So the man from Japan, now Yuki-san, 21 years old here in the home Arsenal strip. Blue cursor as we kick off our Arsenal mobile group stages.
And interesting as well in the interviews there, like these guys, Jxmxrn makes a very good point. All of these guys are at such a similar skill level. There's so little to go between them. It's all going to be who actually does it on the day. That's really what it is, and who uses the players to the best of their abilities.
Yeah, indeed. We got to see him a couple of weeks ago, didn't we, in the studio in Barcelona, competing for the Barcelona title.
I think he was a bit disappointed with that one.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Sadly knocked out in the group stages, and it's crazy to think that with all the experience we've seen on console and across mobile, Jxmxrn is the one of only 2 players across both platforms that's featured in a club finals before. Next has featured in 2, including this one. This is Jxmxrn's 3rd at the age of just 15, which is really, really interesting. Such a young age, such a bright talent coming from a family of eFootball players.
Yeah, and he's definitely one to watch for the future. He's going to be taking part in a lot of these competitions, I think, throughout the next few years. But Neopon as well, I mean, it's such a big region as well, Japan. I mean, for the talent that they produce on both mobile now and on console, I do feel like that he will have really highlighted this tournament to shine.
Yeah, a bit of a wayward pass there from Jxmxrn, but you're right, the provision in both of these nations, when you think about the EJ League, of course, Neopon took part in that, representing, as I mentioned at the top of the show, the Saitama-based Urawa Red Diamonds. Made it to the last 8 of the EJ League last year, so knows what it takes to represent a club in a high prestige competition. His first venture forward here, sadly gathered up by David Raya.
Alpha Jxmxrn tries to feed Eze running in behind. If it's your first time watching eFootball mobile, you'll notice compared to console, the games go by so much quicker. Here is Eze, dispossessed by Rice. Good defending that time by the man from Thailand, Jxmxrn. Very quick game. Very quick games. The halves tick down very fast. So any chance you get, you simply must take them here on this platform.
Just both kind of nullifying each other at the moment. You know, that passages of possession there just seems to be, once it goes in far enough up the pitch.
Great ball. Really good ball. There's a man over here in the middle. It's Gabriel Jesus! And that is one of those chances that you have to take. It's right on the stroke of half-time. The referee had the whistle between his lips, but played the advantage. And that will be Neopon 1, Jxmxrn 0 at half-time.
Yeah, it's a very smart goal. Like, chances have been few and far between. We were just mentioning it there, and that is probably the first big chance. It's a bit of an overload on the left, squares it across, and it's a nice sharp finish as well. Take nothing away from that. It's a beautiful finish. And this ties it up again. Eze getting the ball in, the assist, the left foot. Yeah, it's a lovely finish.
Beautiful finish. And just as this kicks off, I think the referee will whistle again for half-time, right at the break. Neopon with his first chance of the game.
You can see there, like we're just saying, look how close it is. They have nullified each other until that moment there. I think Jxmxrn will be okay with that first half, even though he did concede. I think that he'll be fine with that if he can get back into it, but very even. I mean, both of these guys extremely even in that. And that chance that you can see how aggressive the formation is, that's probably where the goal came from there with that run. And maybe Jxmxrn just switched off. He thought, right, it's half time, let me reset. Boom. You can't give these players, you can't switch off against Neopon. You just can't. So, yeah, it kind of shakes it up for the second half a bit, but I think Jxmxrn will still be okay.
Yeah, I'm just looking across Jxmxrn's previous club events, finals. I mentioned earlier, well, a couple of weeks ago, was in Barcelona, was out in the group stages there. Was the Western Asia winner, both there and at the Manchester United finals of last year. Came all the way out to Old Trafford at the age of 14. I'll come back to that as there's a chance here for Jesus. Oh, he's equalised!
He's back in it.
Jesus scoring one end, Jesus scoring at the other. Jxmxrn back on level terms.
Yeah, I mean, Jxmxrn, he's made our job easy there in terms of the analysis, because I think he actually played quite well in the first half, and just that sucker punch at the end. But that's the dream start, right just after half time. One scoring before half time, the other scoring after half time, both with Jesus. It's a nice sharp finish again. There isn't much really to do about it. He just gives a nice controlled shot in, and the keeper's not saving that. But this one is perfectly set up now.
Indeed it is. That touch into space by Jesus left the defender for dead. And it's our 15-year-old Thai representative equalising. Goals bookending half time. That's a nice back heel to Gabriel Jesus!
What a goal!
The vision, the execution. Neopon back in front. Jesus is on a hat-trick now.
That's amazing. What a goal. The back heel makes it. It's just beautiful, isn't it? Real Arsenal-esque, back heel, beautiful, fluid football. That's what we want to see. Yeah, it's very, very nice finish.
I do wonder maybe if was it Eze that was waiting to get on the end of that back heel.
I think so. If he was, yeah, there was two players there, wasn't there? You're right.
Up for it. So
yeah,
clearly no mistake with that back heel. Entirely intentional by Neopon. He's back in the lead, but for how long?
Oh,
as this game seems to have opened up massively here in the second half. Zubimendi stayed up. And Neopon clears. Oh, that's a really nice build-up. Neopon here through with Jesus. Oh, and Eze's there as well. And that will be 3-1 for Neopon.
It's been them two boys up front. You see the player of the week, Eze card there as well, still able to produce the goods. It's the running off the ball though, Harry, if you notice here in the replay, if we see it. It's just electric, and Neopon is picking every pass perfectly. When to pass, who to pass with, how to pass. I know that looks simple there, but still at this stage, I mean, he's walked the ball in, but it's the pass before that. It's just brilliant. Yeah, what a goal.
It's a big goal scored to put himself 2 goals clear here in the second half. Neopon 3, Jxmxrn 1, and the 15-year-old is on the ropes again. Of course, we've seen before him lose his first match at the club finals. I think he did so at Old Trafford last year and still made it to the final, so by no means out of the competition at this stage, Jxmxrn, if it stays like this, of course. But we'll have to dig deep.
Yeah, I think he's just probably leaving a gap in that central midfield and central back, or that central defence is just a little bit open and exposed. Maybe he'll have to have a look at that for the second game that he's going to play, because Neopon, in fairness, has just everything that could be done right today. He's done it. He's just played the perfect game so far. Simple, but very effective.
Less than 20 minutes remain, and it's Neopon 3, Jxmxrn 1 here in our Asian derby to kick off the mobile group stages. I think we've seen more goals in this game than we did in any of the console matches. No, I tell a lie, there was a 3-2 game in there, wasn't there? So either way, the average, you'd imagine, is certainly a lot higher. But 15 minutes to go. Neopon 3, Jxmxrn 1. There's a nice double touch. Oh, beautiful goal. And that makes this last 10 minutes or so very interesting indeed. Jxmxrn makes it 3-2.
Yeah, well, when in doubt, go to Showtime Eze. It's a brilliant, brilliant individual goal. And that's a sign of what Jxmxrn can do. He's patient, but when he gets that chance, boom, double touch, bang. What a finish. Control shot right into the top corner. More of that, please. I think that's some good goals in this game, Harry. Some different types of goals, but that's probably the pick of them.
Both our mobile powerhouses here just flexing their muscles, it would seem.
So one last throw of the dice now. Does he make a couple of changes? He's right back in it. Very aggressive formation, as you can see here with the quick counter. I do feel like that's probably been what he deserved. Going down, that 2-goal deficit there, it is always a difficult one to get those goals back, but he stayed plugging away, and I do think he'll have a lot to say left in this tournament, and he could still get the equaliser.
Yeah, it's certainly not beyond the realms of possibilities here. With how strong of a player Jxmxrn is, I could see it happening.
Yeah, he's going to do it now. He's going to go for it because he's not to lose, and he's a free hit here with the next possession that he gets. I do feel like he'll probably be a bit disappointed. You can see how defensive Neopon has gone now in terms of his formation. You don't blame him, obviously, going to the 5 at the back here. I mean, he's 3-2 up.
Sure.
What are you going to do, I mean, that's what he's going to do. So, and a double DMF. But, yeah, it's interesting. Well, I think that's actually Jxmxrn's formation, if I'm looking at it correctly. So maybe he's using, a different style. But, yeah, he will learn a lot in this game, I think, as well. And against Neopon, who's one of the best players on this scene. I still think that he'll have a say yet in this. Will he get the equaliser, though, is the question, as you say.
Yeah, maybe one big chance remains here, which is why our players are just taking that extended amount of time just to make sure that every tactic they have is right where it needs to be. But you're right, it is Jxmxrn sticking with that 5 at the back,
which is interesting.
There's that player of the week, Eze, on Neopon's side, whereas we see the Showtime Eze in the AMF position here.
Which is unusual, but I think it just goes to show that just because you're playing the 5 at the back doesn't mean you have to be defensive.
Sure.
Because he's got back into this game now using that formation, so it is doable. He's bringing a lot of players up. He's been super aggressive with the quick counter, so let's see.
Number 9.
By my watch, there's about 10 minutes left in this game.
5, Gabriel Martinelli.
So we will see
7,
if Neopon can hold on.
Number 18.
If he'll even try to hold on, that is. He might try and go forward and reinstate that 2-goal advantage he had. Would be crazy to do so, but the more that Jxmxrn pushes players forward, the more gaps will no doubt arrive in the midfield. But this will be frustrating for Jxmxrn to play against.
Substitution in progress.
3 minutes remain. That's dangerous. Gets away with one though.
Yeah, just about.
Those blue shirts just trying to wrestle. Look at them all chasing the ball back. And there will be a 90th minute chance here. 6 minutes added on thanks to, what was it, 4 goals here in the second half.
Yeah, Neopon is just, because he's got that 5 at the back, Jxmxrn, he's not been as pushed up. He's just got, Neopon has just gone 1 blue now, and he's just going to take the sting out of this and pass it around, you know, from left to right. If he clears it, he'll try to recycle it back, as you're seeing here, back to keeper. And that's what he's going to do. And he's right to do that from a tactical point of view.
Not even a sniff in it following that second goal scored by Jxmxrn. It was all Neopon, the possession, the passes on point. And some people might be disappointed, but that's what you need to do. Yeah. Neopon securing 3 points. 3 shots, 3 goals, 3 points.
Yeah, efficient. I mean, again, clinical. I think that Jxmxrn will probably be a little bit disappointed there that maybe he should have went a little bit more attacking, because we probably could have predicted that he was going, you know, he was going to get that. Neopon was going to shut up shop, so to speak. And I know that, you know, we want to see a load of action, but that's part and parcel of winning as well. Sometimes you have to take the sting out of games. I mean, and this one just exploded into life though, but it didn't explode into life until that first goal after 45 minutes. And then in the second half, it was just crazy stuff going on end to end.
Yeah, goals bookending the half-time break. We saw this one scored by Neopon. That was the go-ahead goal. And then almost immediately from the kick-off of the second half, it was Jxmxrn who decided that he wasn't quite done yet. That touch from Jesus was beautiful. And then we saw the controlled finish, as you rightly said, Barry. That blue power bar was enough to just caress that one into the back of the net to make it 1-1. But there were 3 more goals here in the second half.
Yeah, the goals came ticking fast, didn't they?
There were lots of goals, and for Jxmxrn, I think he'll be proud of how he rallied, but also a little disappointed in the final result. In the end, just left it a little bit too late, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so, especially with that 5 at the back. Like, he didn't shift off of that, and even when he was playing like with a more, you know, he was still very defensive with his midfield as well. I think he probably just had to set up. But this was the winner of the match, I think. I know, obviously, Neopon scored another goal after that, but I think that was the real blow to Jxmxrn after getting in and just settling. He didn't even have a chance to settle into the second half, and he was back down again. He was back down with 1 goal deficit, and he's thinking, right, will I have another goal? And then obviously Neopon just does what he does best and just killed the game out, really. But a lot of positive signs, I think, for Jxmxrn as well. That's just a little bit of, like, I suppose, of just a bit of a bad transition, I think, from his defenders. He just gets caught with an extremely simple, you know, 1-2. I get caught with those the whole time, Harry, and I'd be kicking myself saying, why did I press out? But it happens so quick, and you commit so soon with the defender that it's just blink and you miss it type of stuff. But yeah, Neopon has been very impressive today. I know you were saying that you think this could be a really good tournament for him. I think you could be right, because he's looked very impressive today.
Yeah, very impressive indeed. Now Yuki Takeda, 21 years old, with the first 3 points of the group stages. This was one to remind us all that Jxmxrn is here to play. Nice double touch into that beautiful finish. A bit of a slow starter, isn't he, of these tournaments? You remember a couple of weeks ago in Barcelona, we didn't see him open the tournament on stream, but we did hear Ren Tao screaming against him when he was scoring goals left and right. I think in the end, despite being 2-0 down, Jxmxrn was able to come back and tie 2-2, if memory serves. But definitely a slow starter, Jxmxrn. The young man will have to fight in the rest of his games, as in the end it's Neopon coming out with the win here. A huge match and a huge win to start things off here for Neopon.